right brain involved. And so these are clicker, no worky, clicker, click, click, click. Okay, I can do that, but I need to click it to advance.
Yeah, I think you just need to click on it. Now try. Not working. Uh-oh. Here, just give me 1 second.
This is Latvia, Riga, Latvia. Does that work now? Was that?
Just let me know when you want to go forward.
Okay, good. Going forward. Next. This is China. Next. You got to make your title stand out. What are the principles? So here are some principles. Next. Be specific. Numbers. Keep going. Click it all the way through to the whole thing. Unique, radical, simple, revolutionary, outrageous. Keep going. Different, interesting, fresh, new, cutting edge, bold. These titles stand out, and there are others. I'm going to have you keep a list from now on of how do I make my title stand out, right? Okay, good.
I'm going to go grab a different one. I think I messed something up.
Okay,
Yeah.
So notice these titles that have a powerful promise. A powerful promise is as an urgent problem that you can solve. Here is a powerful promise. You're a badass. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Huge bestseller. Get out of your head. Stop the spiral of toxic thoughts. The subtle art of not giving a flying flip. The author of the new book, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. Counter to, okay? Huge title, huge. It's just not the kind of title that when I go to a bookstore, I want to see somebody seeing me buy that book in a bookstore. I'd have to buy that online, right? Okay. Nothing down. Dynamic new wealth strategy for real estate. The 4-Hour Work Week. How many of you bought this book? Why? Why'd you buy it? Yeah? Wow. 4-Hour Work Week, thank you. Yeah, okay, good. Now, this probably doesn't do the circle thing, right? Okay. Okay, this one is Brian Tracy. This one has sold like 1 million copies. This is huge. Yeah, you one of them?
Yeah.
Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. This is about procrastination. I got to eat the frog first. Eat the ugliest thing first. Get it done, get it off your list. Then the rest of the life, the rest of your day, you can do what you want. Procrastination is a big title. Beat that frog. So, The Purpose-Driven Life, Rick Warren, millions of copies. A lot of good marketing to this one, but Christian marketing through lots of churches. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, huge bestseller. I remember when I saw that book in the store. See the branding, it's all purple? I remember I saw it in Perth, Australia. And I knew Robert, and so I saw his book, and I thought, wow, what a title, I had to buy it. And just instantly bought it. Now, is this talking about money? Yeah, how many books do I have in my library on money? Hundreds. You know, as soon as I saw that book, had to have it. 5 Love Languages, big one. Think and Grow Rich. You know what the original title of this book was? He writes this book in 1937. He finds a publisher. He says, this is my title. How to Make a Boodle with Your Noodle. That was the title. And the publisher says, that ain't going to happen. You're not publishing under my print and print. And so his first title sucked. But the second title was revolutionary. Think and Grow Rich. It makes it sound simple, easy. Oh, just never get a better title than that. Okay, Power of Now. How many of you read The Power of Now? Brilliant book. It's a great book. Life-changing book. The Millionaire Next Door. What's the concept? The concept is millionaires don't look like millionaires. It's a radical concept. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. 25 million copies later. Of course, they do a lot of marketing through corporations. And the corporations would buy these books and give them to all their employees. So massive marketing. Obviously, this is an older one. The 80th anniversary edition, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Big title. Carol Dweck, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. How many books on my library on mindset? Hundreds. As soon as this book came out, had to have it. Influence. How many of you read Influence? This book, radically powerful book. And I think one of the reasons why it sells well is because so many people read it and had to give it to somebody else. It's just a pass-along book. Transformational, powerful book. If you don't have this in your library, you should read this book. Because this is all about marketing. Powerful book, powerful. So what urgent problem can you solve? What burning passion can you satisfy? And can you get that message in a revolutionary way in your title? Create your book cover, which you have done. You can also go on to canva.com and create your book title. What you could have done is you could have gone, you did, is that what you did? You went on Canva, and therefore, where is your book title? Oh, it's on the far left, got it. You go to canva.com and you can design any book cover. You can give you all kinds of ideas for creating a book cover. And choose a template. I like this title, Visible Danger, the Shocking Truth Behind 5G. This is one of my students, the Marco Polo effect, dramatically increase sales by crossing borders. Diamonds from the Dugout. This was Kevin Rand, who actually worked with the Detroit Tigers, and this was his book about what are the diamonds you can get from the dugout, right? So you test your title, as we talked about earlier. Here's my letter that I sent to my database. Please help me choose a title for my next bestseller. Free book as a reward. I've been working like crazy on a new ebook, and I'm so grateful if you help me decide a winning title. A great title is so important. And then I give them the list of the titles, and on this, one of the titles was Idea to Income. These were the 2 titles that we were testing. $1 Million Mind Shift was one title, and Idea to Income was another title, and guess which title won? I like $1 Million Mind Shift myself, but Idea to Income, that was the title that won in this test. 8 steps to turn your ideas into exponential income. So that's the title that won. So you're going to do this over and over and over again, and you're going to be constantly testing, because if a title, if you test your title and you find a winning title, then you have winning chapter titles. And then you have winning headlines throughout your book. It's all about creating titles and titles that resonate, right? So this was the checklist. We're now done the cover. Now we've verbally talked about metaphors. So let's go into that briefly here. This is just some more ideas for book covers. Oh, that's interesting. So I asked you to create a series of steps. You told me how many steps you had, but you haven't told me what those steps were. Some of you said there were 5 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 7 steps, 10 steps, 12 steps, whatever those steps were. The first way to make your steps are probably chapter titles. That's what I'm going to recommend to you. Every step is a chapter title. You go deep into that subject. Yes?
I've heard you throw out different word counts. What do you feel like today is a good
Ask that question again, please.
I've heard you say a few different word counts. I feel like it used to be like 40 to 70,000, and now it's more like a 15. What do you feel about word counts?
Well, look at the books that are being published. Just look, the word counts are getting smaller. No doubt about that. They're getting smaller. But still, some books are, 100,000 words. Kind of depends on what your message is. But I try to lean to go smaller to 30,000, generally about 200 pages. When you get above 200 pages, it's almost too much for the modern mindset. So aim for around 200 pages. My book, The 4 Maps of Having Successful People, is 165 pages. It's smaller, much smaller. My Idea to Income book is 15,000 words. It's about 65 pages. 65 pages. It depends on what you're doing with the book. If your book is to be a lead generator, to gather a name, you can literally do a special report to gather a name. But what you want your book as an ebook to do is to generate not only a name, but to generate a motivated name. A name that wants to give you money. So 15,000 words is probably a good size. It's enough. And most of the time, those will be ebooks. Getting into physical books, 200 pages is what I would recommend. Okay? Yes, Josh? Okay, so your map is what's your metaphor? What is your step-by-step process? What is your point A to point Z? What is your system? What is your blueprint? What is your how-to? What is your strategy? What is your big picture? When I use the word metaphor, these are ways of describing what a metaphor is. It's what's your system? Okay, if I were to follow your system, what's the first step I would take, second step, third step? Generally speaking, at first, your steps are going to be basic, generally boring titles. Because you want to write down generally what am I trying to get them to do in this chapter. But it'll probably not marketing oriented. Marketing oriented is how can I make that title sexy? That's the second step. The first step is what is the step? How would I generally call it in a boring way? Yes, you had a question?
Yes, sir. So when you're looking at this, are you describing this in your introduction, and then you're diving into this into the chapters? When you're doing your blueprint or your how-to, your strategy, your big picture, are you identifying this?
Well, you'll notice that lots of books have the first chapter or the introduction, kind of like an overview of the entire book. And they say, in chapter 7, we're going to talk about this, in chapter 8, we're going to talk about that. I think it's a waste of words, to tell you the truth. I think I want to get right into it, but the way I do it is by a picture. It's one page. It's a map, and it's visual, because most people think visually. Therefore, I want them to be captured by the visual. It's called the picture superiority effect, which is a scientific way of saying a picture is worth 10,000 words. The picture superiority effect. So what I'm creating in the map is a visual. It's a picture. And it shows the steps to get to my result, right? Like I said, I think the first chapter that describes the whole book is a waste of time. Get right into it, okay? So, what is your metaphor? This would be the 4 steps of your book, perhaps. Metaphor for maps would be metamorphosis, a roadmap, an ATM, a green tree, and all of you have done this already. You've actually, this is just kind of a review where you can realize how important I believe it's to have a big picture map. Is it a staircase? Is it a river flowing to the sea? Is it an airplane taking off? What is your metaphor? Is it pieces of puzzle, a vending machine, a surfing? So you are capturing the right brain of somebody with a visual picture. Most people don't teach it this way. This is really my way of teaching it. I'm a big picture guy, and I like to see the whole thing all at once. Some people are detail people, and seeing it all at once is almost too much. So some of your readers, about 2/3 of your readers, will be big picture people. They'll see the big picture and they'll like it. Some people will not resonate well with the big picture. But nonetheless, I think you're going to get better traction. Even those left-brain people will remember it better with a picture than with words, right? So this book is called the Money Tree book. So it has an acronym. It could be an acronym like Money Tree. What is a money tree? M stands for multiple streams of income. O stands for outstanding products. N stands for nothing down. E stands for employee resistant. Y stands for yield. T stands for trend. R stands for residual. So a whole book can be fit into an acronym like that. And I'm just giving you all kinds of different ways of thinking about what your book would be like. The 1 Minute Millionaire. It's a shocking title. There was a title called The 1 Minute Manager, and we called up the authors and asked them if we could literally do a takeoff on that. This is one time when it worked, where literally going along somebody who's really successful with the title, The 1 Minute Millionaire worked because the millionaires wanted this title big time, and it sold 1 million copies. Here's the left brain. This is the left brain chart. So this is in the 1 Minute Millionaire. This is what a left brainer likes to see. When they see a graph like that, they go, yes, show me that chart, baby. I want that one, versus this is the right brain. And you see how they're different? Totally different. Same book. The right-hand side is this side. It's the visual side. The left-hand side is this side. It's the system side. And so both sides of the book talk to different parts of the brain. Now, The 1 Minute Millionaire is a revolutionary book. Why would I call it revolutionary? Because there has never been a book like this, where the right side pages were a novel about a person who needed to make $1 million in 90 days to save her children. It's a story, and therefore right brain people resonate with that. The left side is all left brain stuff. How do you make $1 million if you really needed to? And there never has been a two-sided book like this. This is one of the reasons why it sold 1 million copies, because it reached both types of people, number one. Number two, people said, you gotta read this book. It's different. There's never been a book like this. So I'm gonna throw another little load on your shoulders here. I'm gonna ask you to think, how can I make the way in which I present my content revolutionary? The words were not revolutionary in this book, just the way they were presented was revolutionary, okay?
So would
All
you
right.
show those like side by side? Or
That's
would
what I did in 1 Minute Millionaire.
Okay.
I
So
did.
The person that was left brain
Yep.
would have what they wanted.
I don't know if you need to do it that way, but we did it that way, and it seemed to resonate. Here's the treasure map version of a map. This is Arlen. He's from the Netherlands. This is a plant. This is the steps to reach the life of your dreams and what the steps are. I love this one. This is the wealth map. Isn't that beautiful? So imagine you are a financial a person that's dealing with people's finances, and you come into the office, and mostly finances stuff is all left brain stuff, and it just drives right brain people crazy, the details of it. And you show them a map like this, and you say, this is where you are, this is where we're going, here are the pitfalls that'll stop us, and now they can literally, would they ever go to another financial planner, is what I'm going to ask you. This is revolutionary. They would go, why would I want to go to another financial planner? Because this kind of, it's very well done, extremely well, okay? Yeah, it worked. Yeah, exactly. So Moyez Icon is my author, who when I want a cover done, I go to him. You're more than welcome to contact him on Upwork. And Moyez Khan is in Pakistan, and he's created all kinds of things for me, all kinds of covers. Usually costs $100 to $200, but you give him a few ideas and he'll do it for you, right? So this is what I said to Moyes. This is what I drew out for Moyes. I said, Moyes, you know, it's kind of like a diamond mine. It's like a gold mine. Like, you know, the cart goes in one side and inside the mountain, and you can tell I'm not a very good artist. And so I'd say to Moyes, do you get what I'm trying to say here? Roughly, do you kind of get it? The cart goes in the mountain and digs the ore out and then comes out of the mountain, and then we process it and we refine it and it turns it into ingots of gold. Do you kind of get that? And he goes, well, yeah, I kind of get it. Good. So I said, okay, this is what he did for me. Much more clear, isn't it? And so I can say to you guys, I could say, this is where we are. First, we're going to do our free book to the right, and then we're going to go get your map, and then we're going to get your brand, and then we're going to create some gold out of it. Turned out I didn't use this. I did not want to use it, but it just seemed a little too complicated. But this cost me a couple $100, you know, and it could be used in a seminar, you know. It's just so. First about message, digging your gold out, marketing, and getting that gold out there in the world. Okay, so I made it simpler, and I said, okay, this is what I want, Moyes. I want it to be an infinity sign, so it talks about infinity money, and this is what he created for me. And he did all that, and I think he did a dang good job. It's kind of clear. This is my metaphor for that book. You're welcome to contact him if you want. I don't receive anything as a result of it. It's just the guy I've used, and I kind of like him. Okay, so now we put that on the cover of the book. It kind of stands out, and he designed that cover for us. We had lots of different iterations, and we finally decided on this. We decided on these colors that kind of stand out. Okay, so I've given you the assignment to create that map. You've taken a stab at it. I would recommend that you get an artist involved like I did here to kind of help you create your map. And it really makes a difference in my opinion. Okay? So the next place we're going to I'll tell you what, let's do. We find ourselves at 4:45. See you back here in 15 minutes. Have a quick break. See you back here in 15 minutes. Go straight through till 7, and then we're done.